Okay, girls, I'm back. Now, in our last video, we made a few little charms. I showed you how to use your jump rings, how to use your tools, and we made some of these little beads with charms. This little mat, I just got this, and it's called the Beadsmith, and it's sticky. You put stuff in it, just stays, and it's great for beads. I wish I had found this a very long time ago. But anyway, back to our tutorial. These are some of the beads that we made on the last one. I showed you how to use your jump rings, how to use your eye pins. And today what we're going to be doing is making little charms. This is one, I think I did this, I don't know if I did this in the last video, but this is a charm I made using a silk flower from the Dollar Tree. This is it's not really a bead cap, it's a gold disc. I'll show you how I did that. Added some beads. The eye pin goes right through the center. Can you see that? It goes right through the center. And then you hang your chain from that and a little dangle, and you've made your cute little flowered dangle. I'll show you how to do that. Those are made with, let me get them, these here. They're a soft metal, so all I do is I take and I just kind of bend it. And I do it slowly so it goes in the middle. You don't want to leave it flat on the top so much. But you use these flat pliers and it just makes it easier to take them and bend it down. And as you can see, there's a little hole right in the center there, and that's where you thread through your eye pin or head pin, and that gives you the cap. See that? Isn't that cute? So you have to look at things in a different way, you know, not always the same. These are all my other bead caps. Now I want to show you, these are the flowers that were at Dollar Tree, and these are carnations. And what I do is I just pull off the flower, and then I pull off this back, and my hands don't work so well anymore. And then in here, in one of the layers, sometimes there's an extra plastic piece, but this one doesn't have it. So then what I do is I just take all these flowers, I use these brads, I put it through the center of those flowers, and that's how I keep them. And these are a bunch of flowers that I had picked up at Dollar Tree. So this here is the same flower in pink, the carnations. These are all the petals. I even keep the petals and I put them through the same thing, because then you can use these in all of your scrapbooking, you know, use them as a background when you're putting flowers on the top of your journals or whatever. You can use these to decorate those with. And these are a little bit smaller flowers. I just take all the petals apart, and that's how I use them. But these are really little ones, and they're already kind of shaped to be like a little tassel. So I just left these plastics on until we're ready to use them. I figured it'd be easier to do that. So what I do, these also have a hole, but I take the plastic off because it's much easier to fit into the bead cap. And see, here's that extra little, I'll show you how to another plastic piece sometimes in between, and then the one in the center. I just take all those out. Then you have your flower. And I would probably use a gold bead cap of these. So this one's cute. And what you have to do is you take your eye pin, your head pin. You get a gold one. I like putting an eye pin because then you can dangle something from the bottom of it. So you have your eye pin. Then you need a small bead. And I keep these in this little jar of different colored beads. And you just take out a gold. Because see, I had that hole down here is kind of big. Can you see that? So you don't want the flower going through. So I usually take one of these little beads, you put that on, and then you string this through here. And that just holds that flower, and it gives it a nice small little center. Then you can run it through your bead cap, And if you want, you can add a flower bead to the top. Close this before I spill it. See if I can find a cute little bead for this. And then we can add another little one on top of that. Where's my beads? I want to be quiet in between. And then, like I showed you in the other video, I take my needle nose pliers, push it all the way down to that head, that top of that head, and I just bend it over. Then I take it in this other hand, turn that around a little bit, take my round nose pliers, right at the very end of that wire, and you just bend. Twist and bend, twist and bend. And there you have it. There's your little tassel ready to go. So you'd add a jump ring at the top and a little clasp at the top of that. Like this here, you can add another clasp, put a clasp on the top. Now on the bottom here, like on this one here, because the eye-ring was so far up, I took a tiny piece of chain doesn't have to be a big paint piece. Put a 4mm eye-ring, jump ring. I love these pliers because they're magnetic on the end. Grab that there, and then grab it right into this, the eye-ring here. Well, I don't open it enough. Take my other pliers, and you close that up. And then you just figure how long you want that chain to hang, just to hang a dangle on it. So you really only want it, like, say right here. With these really small chains, I don't try opening the links. I just cut it. Get rid of that little piece. And of course it doesn't want to come off right now. There we go. And we take another jump ring. You open that up. Yes, I use my nails sometimes. It's easier. Some of these jump rings are very easy to open, some are not. The stronger ones are harder. So you just thread that onto the bottom ring of the chain there. And then we hang a bead from it. Let's see. I'll show this pearl. Oh, no, that's silver. I don't like mixing my metals. I'm funny that way. And of course, right now I can't find anything that's on it. Oh, wait, I have a little. Let's see, I got some in here. I always have. I'll take this. Put that on there. And we'll close this up. I'm sorry if I'm being quiet, but I get quiet when I concentrate. And there we have a little dangle. See how easy? Oh, we have to add a jump ring to the top. These are 4mm that I used connecting these because you don't need anything, much bigger. I like putting a 6mm at the top. Put 6mm there. And then We add a clasp. Really shouldn't be that big, but I can't find any small ones. We'll just put this on here for now. And close that up. Get a little twist. And here you have it. How easy it is to make that dangle. Now that's with the flowers, the dried flowers. You don't always obviously have to use dried flowers. You can just use your beads. I don't remember where I got them. I think I got them on AliExpress. But I found these flowered beads. They're like a bead cap, but it looks like a flower. And I've used them before. This is a head pin with a little tiny gold bead. Then this gold bead and another tiny bead, this little shell bead. And then I closed the top. And then I connected them with a 4mm jump ring. And now this is an eye pin that I use. I ran it through this bead, through that one. Another bead cap. Another bead here, and a smaller bead, and close that off. Then you add your bigger ring and add your clasp. And there you have your little dangle. I think I've shown you enough of these flower beads that you kind of should have the hang of it. I just want to show you there's other things that you can also use that doesn't always have to be just beads. I made those paperclip dangles, and I made too many. They wouldn't fit on my my original one, so these are extras. And I was just going through my stash here, and I was thinking, oh, this is cute. Like, this is orange. I could have taken this one, open this up, and thread this through the bottom. I mean, it probably doesn't really match, but then you have another little extra chain. That's just something to do. Then you can also add tassels. I love adding tassels all the time. I like putting tassels on paper clips, and I have all different kinds of shapes of paper clips. And these are great to just put on your journals or inside anything else. Here's one that's made just with beads. And same thing with the eye pin through the bead, little bead here. And then you just add a clasp, or you can just add this to another clasp. Like sometimes this is one I got in a swap. These little cute things here. So you can start with this, you know, you take them apart, you have that. Then you want to add, you can add a tassel. Little, you know, this is made out of embroidery floss. This is a leather tassel. I love these. These are nice to use too. This was I got in Iraq, and I loved it. It's these little bottles that you fill with sequins, and the bottle's it's not even sealed. You can just open this up and you can use these sequins inside, and it really holds well. You get these at Dollar Tree. Add a clasp on it, a little charm, and there you go. Perfect. I forget who it was. I apologize, but I love this. It's so cute. That's in my stash for me to use. The next thing I want to show you is the ribbon charms, the ribbon dangles. These are really nice on to use on journals and stuff, on the spine of a journal. And these are really easy to make also. That's made with these ribbon clasps. You get the ribbon clasp and get your pieces of ribbon. You don't need a lot of ribbon. Let's make something with, I just pull out a whole bunch of different ribbons. I like to make them about this length here. Cut them straight across the top. You want to come straight across the top so it fits inside this here. But you always want to angle your bottom ribbon so that they don't all fray on you. So you take that ribbon, take another one like this, and you just keep layering them up. I'm going to put that one back. This is just gauze that I got. I don't even remember where the heck I got this from. But I took the gauze, a little piece of it, opened it up. It kind of has its own, these little things like this, see? So I had left it on though, when I put it on my ribbon, I left it like that. And you just keep adding these on. eyelash trim is great to use in tassels too. Take a bunch of eyelash trim. We're going to add that like that. Let me get the end here. It's all knotted up. Okay, well, we'll use that. Put that back down like that. This is another trim. Just add that. I'll do two of these. Cut that off. We need more ribbons. Oh, this one's pretty. Another big one in the back. Okay, it's not bad. So now you take these. And you're going to, well, first of all, get rid of all this extra up here. And you squeeze it inside of your little clasp here. You want to try and make sure you get all those little pieces of ribbon in there. And then with your flat pliers, you just scrunch this down. You want to be careful you don't scratch that metal if possible. And then you just trim up the bottoms. And what I did with this gauze, I just cut it right up the middle there. I kind of just made it extra there. Oh, that piece came out. See, I didn't have it all the way in there. This one was supposed to be in here too. Well, I can't add it now. I'll do it after. I'm doing this fast, so of course, when you do it at home, you're going to take a little bit more time and get it done right. Take a clasp and just like with the others, you just open up your clasp. Put it on here. Close it up. And then from here, on this one here, what I did was, then I made a charm dangle. Had a little butterfly here, put some beads on a head pin with some bead caps. Added that right to there. Then I added another clasp on, jump ring on top, and my clasp. And now you have your ribbon tassel all set to go on your book. I'll fix this up, obviously, better later. Oops. Ooh, that really sticks. So I'm trying to think if I think I've kind of shown everything. I found these little, about these at Michael's. This little kitty cat bead. I thought she'd be cute hanging on a tassel. And all you'd have to do, same thing with that. Now in that one, I would probably put a head pin on the bottom. And it's definitely going to need a bead, because otherwise it'll go right through. I think this one's too big. Yep, a little bead on the bottom. And these little tiny ones on the top. To fill in that space. Oh, these are all gold. I like keeping my beads the same color. I don't know why. Doesn't really have to be, but. Oh, we'll use one of these. These are when you, I don't know if you buy a lot of beads at Michael's and they throw in these little ones in between the beads that you're actually buying. Like these had these little things in between. I always save those. I keep them separate. They have like a little silver lining in them, but see, they're perfect to add to the top of that bead. So now it's the same thing as we did before. Other place. Oh, you take this, hold that right at the bottom of that bead, bend it over, and you take it around those pliers and just wrap it around. And there you go. Now you have a cute little kitty cat charm to add to the bottom of a tassel. I would take another clasp, add it on here. Remember, I'll forward and away from you, never open, always back and forth. A little twist, and now you have that charm is ready to add to a cute little dangle. So I hope I've shown you everything. Kind of made a mess here. It's just, all it is just taking your beads and just going through what you have. I'll show you again. This is another little dried flower that I used, and same thing, and it goes right through the center. A little tiny bead cap here. This is another with the same. This one here, I added a little angel charm to the bottom with beads. So you have to look and see what you have for beads. Oh, I didn't show you these big bead caps is done with those flowers. You're gonna laugh. I had I have a thing's gonna fall here. The lays that you buy at Dollar Tree, they're really cheap. You also take those apart and you layer the flower the same way, and they get all nice and hunched up. Let's see what I have. See, these are all the flowers from the lays that I bought at Dollar Tree. I take them apart and I put them all in here by color. And I really like these little pink ones, because you take, like, say 3 or 4 of these. So it's nice and full. I'm gonna take another one because these are pretty thin. And you do the exact same thing. Take your eye pin. You need to have a small bead. Put that through there, and then you just layer on your flowers like that. And that flower gives it kind of a center, that bead in the middle there. And then you take your bead cap. Oh, let's do this one. This one's pretty. And you just fit it through there. And then you just pull down on that and push that flower right up there. And there you have your little tassel. So that's on this one here. If you put it on one that's more rounded, and then you get that kind of effect. Now on this one here, the bead in the center here, I would use a bigger bead, because then when you use a bigger bead inside of this big bead cap, it won't go so far up, and you'll have a better shaped. See, now you have that little flower. So it's holding in there good because it's a bigger bead. Kind of like it on this little one though. Like that. So you do the same thing. I would probably add a bead to the top here. Take this and bend it over. Take it around those pliers. Twist, turn, turn, turn. Straighten it out a little bit. And there you go. And now you have another tassel in the making. These are vintage necklaces that I found. I told you I check apart jewelry. So these are all jewelry pots from different pieces of things I found. Oh, I showed you those already. I already did these. See, now this would be really pretty hanging from here like that. So I think I covered everything on how to make these dangles. If you have any questions, let me know. So I want you girls to do your homework and let's make some tassels, any kind that you want to do that for you and with your supplies that you have, and post them in the folder. I'm going to have a folder, yeah, folder for the pictures of all from this lesson. I'm sorry, I'm very tired, girls, and it's been a long day. I had to buy a new refrigerator today, and I've been all over, and it gets me a little crazy when I have to spend that kind of money. But it's nice, and it's coming in a week. Can't wait to get it. But anyway, so if you have any questions, let's let me know. Make sure you comment down below so you'll be in the drawing. I'm giving away this tool set that I found, and it's really great. It has the flat nose pliers. See, like these here. There's a pair of those. It has the long nose pliers, which is kind of like, which are these here. These are the bent nose, and these are pretty cool because then mine are really angled. This one's not as angled as much, which is nice. These are the round nose pliers, which are like this here. And then your little snip to cut your chain here. And what this is, this is a measurement to measure beads and jump rings and stuff like that, so you know what the size, 5mm, 6mm, or whatever. So I'm giving this away to one lucky person. I'm just going to draw a name from whoever comments on my video. So make sure you comment down below and have fun making tassels. I hope to see a lot of them posted. Good night, girls.